What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Corey Willis. Hope everyone out there is doing well on a Sunday. Hope you guys had a great weekend out there, enjoying some NFL playoff games. Got one going on right now in the background or finishing up between New England and Houston. Hey,
If you want to call it that.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, at this point now, it's a sad time for Houston, Texas fans. You know, you had a great season, then you get to Foxborough, and next thing you know, you get beat in the snow by Drake May. So, I hope everyone's doing well out there on a Sunday. No, that definitely sucks. After saying that, I'm sorry, Houston fans, but yeah. Yeah, guys. I hope everyone's doing well. You know where to find us, guys. We're on multiple streaming applications out there, social media forums. You can find us on X. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram at BD Sportscast. You can find all of our content there. If you also want to listen to us in podcast format only, you can listen to us on a bevy of your favorite podcast applications, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. We're on there. Just type in the Breakdown Sportscast and you can find all of our content there. And also, if you're tuning in here on our official YouTube channel and our official Twitch channel at Breakdown Video Game Cast, we appreciate your support as well. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, guys. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers to start out early in 2026, guys. So if we can do that, we can put your name into a raffle for a chance to win some free swag courtesy of Chris and myself of your choosing. So yeah, guys, let your friends know, family, everyone know who's the Breakdown Sportscast is, and while we're here for you guys, bringing you some of the latest and greatest news in the world of college football. So yeah, guys, we very much appreciate your support with everything you do here on the show. As always, guys, you know who I'm with. I'm with my good friend and co-host here. He is Chris Bolton. Chris, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. Just licking my wounds from the beatdown that my Niners took on Saturday night. So, hey, we made the most of the season. Our defense stunk. Everybody gets injured. George Kittle tears his Achilles. It is what it is. So, hey, I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the squad. You know what I'm saying? We had a solid year. You know what I'm saying? And we made Eagles fans have a headache on our way out. So, I'll take it. But, other than that, man, I'm doing all right. I'm ready for this natty.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are getting excited, Chris, for this CFP National Championship game. Indiana, Miami, who's going to hoist that beautiful national championship trophy by the end of tomorrow night, Chris? I can't wait. It should be a fun one.
Oh yeah, and it's a de facto home game for the Hurricanes, but I think Indiana will be in the house. Curious to see the dispersion, you know what I'm saying? Like how many, what the percentage is of Miami fans compared to Indiana fans. And I think also, I believe Indiana fans are a little more rowdier than Miami fans. I feel like, they'll make their presence known. So I'm excited to just kind of see how all the optics play out and, of course, how the game plays out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see on tomorrow night, Chris. Look, I think everyone has broken down this game as much as they possibly can, and we'll add our 2 cents here on today's show for you good folks out there on what we think could potentially happen. But it should be a fun game indeed.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Well, before we talk about the national championship game, we got a little housekeeping items to handle first, Chris. One, transfer portal news. It is it's one thing to talk about recruiting. It's another thing to talk about the transfer portal, which has really become the monster of college football and college football coaches out there, Chris. Transfer portal, it definitely makes and breaks a lot of these programs out there, and yeah, with so much news surrounding the transfer portal, we can't help but to talk about it. So yeah, some news that has come out from the transfer portal. Of course, we have some some images here for you guys to kind of correlate with what we're talking about. We got Ryan Staub, former quarterback from Colorado. He's now at Tennessee, Chris. We heard earlier in the week that Jordan Seaton was going to be taking a visit to Mississippi State. He took that visit along with taking one to Miami. And today, I think he's wrapping up his visit from LSU and going to head to Oregon tomorrow, Chris. So a lot of hoopla over Jordan Seaton, who is a very good offensive tackle in his own right. So it could be a four-way battle between those schools out there. But yeah, other notable people, DJ Lagway, he officially signed today, Chris, to the Baylor Bears. So a couple of days ago, he did commit to Baylor, but now he's signed on the dotted line, and he is now a Baylor Bear. So going from Florida to Baylor, it's going to be interesting to see what DJ Lagway does in his new home in Waco, Chris. But overall, what were your thoughts? Well, what has been your thoughts about this wild transfer portal? You know, people leaving, some people sticking up schools for money. This, that, and the third. We can go on and on and on. But what has been your thought process about the transfer portal and all of this news going around it so far?
I mean, it's the wild, wild west. You know, it's a bunch of craziness going on. A bunch of players heading to different teams. I mean, we also had Dylan Edwards going from K-State to Kansas, running back, who's a good playmaker in his own right. But it's been very interesting. You know, seeing where some of these QBs gone, and you got Sam Levitt now at LSU. What kind of impact will he have for the Tigers? I feel like Kentucky has been making noise in the portal, Corey. Quiet as kept. They just picked up a commitment from Nick Anderson, wide receiver from LSU.
Big.
Yeah. So, the new staff is working hard to bring in athletes, bring in playmakers, and you got one of the more respected offensive minds in the game today as your head coach. So I'm curious to see what kind of season year one Kentucky can have. I think this team can surprise people, and you might you could potentially see them get one or two upset top 25 wins in conference play this year. So that's a team that I'm keeping my eye on. Of course, keeping your eye on Auburn with South Florida's quarterback. He was one of the top three players, I believe, in the portal overall, Corey. And he decided to commit to Auburn, go back, link up with his old head coach from South Florida. So that's a big pickup for Auburn. And especially, you're trying to have a big season year one under Coach Golish. So he brings in his guy. So there's been a good bit of shakeup, good bit of moves taking place, and so many to count. And then you got schools like, I know we're a little biased, but you got schools like Mississippi State making noise in the portal. I mean, you're getting a seat to come visit, but you also get commitments from other SEC guys. You got a good safety out of the conference from LSU to commit to you. So you're getting guys that play Power 5 or Power 4 football to fill positions of need and that turn those position groups into a strength. If you can get in Jordan Seaton to commit, that makes Mississippi State, I feel like, a player this upcoming season, especially when you take into account the guy we believe they have at QB. I mean, if you were fine with hyping up DJ Lagway and others, I don't see how you cannot feel very excited about what Kamario Taylor can produce for Mississippi State. He's just as talented, not more talented than guys who were coming in with a lot of notoriety this past year, like an Arch Manning and a DJ Lagway and others. So, I mean, we'll see if Mississippi State can get that offensive tackle that they're looking for. But there's been a lot of big moves, Corey. A lot of quiet moves as well that I think can be big. Lane even got the quarterback from Elon, who has an arm. He looks like he can really play ball. And, if there's a situation where you got to throw him in, he can make some plays for you. So there's moves all over the place. Even the quiet, low-key moves can pay off and be big portal gets once we start next season.
Agreed. Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Chris. Yeah, man, it's a crazy time that we're in right now in college football, and looking at all of these programs try to reload their teams for next season. And the transfer portal definitely brings all of that drama into the equation. So yeah, we're gonna find out a lot about some of these teams who can hold up in this transfer portal, and who can find the right guys that they need to be competitive. All of that, it's gonna be a wild ride. It already has been, but as the couple of days come along, we'll really start to see some of these players find their new homes and go from there. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this Jordan Seaton situation, because that is one that a lot of people like Pete Thamel out there, and Ross Dellingers, all of those guys in the world, Andy Staples, ourselves are looking into. Where is he going to end up? Just because he is a great asset for the offensive line. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But yeah, there's been a lot of talent that has been going everywhere, Chris. And we didn't even tap in on the whole collusion between LSU and Ole Miss in terms of the NIL getting potentially leaked and all this stuff, Chris. And that's created a bunch of chaos in the Grove. Like, it's the transfer portal.
What they expect Lane to keep his mouth shut?
No.
We knew this was gonna happen. Lane never kept his mouth shut.
And he never will. That's not in his wheelhouse, Chris. That's not in his DNA. So I think if you're an Ole Miss fan, you should have knew that this was coming. And in this era of college football, where there's essentially no rules at this point in terms of getting players into the boat in your programs, and you can just throw money everywhere, which way? Yeah, I think that this was always gonna be something that Ole Miss and Ole Miss fans had to kind of keep their eyes on with Lane Kiffin and other people,
of course,
if they want to try.
Yeah, no, this is what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's been happening.
Yeah,
remember it was a big deal when Mississippi State said Cam Newton was 180,000. That was the number. And everybody lost their mind. 180,000 now, boys. Chump change. Boy, you imagine if Cam Newton was in the portal now. Boy, you'd be paying 10 million for his services now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he would definitely be the highest paid quarterback in college football today if he was playing during this era.
Before we know it now. Like he was highly touted. Florida him going to SEC school. They said, yeah, you can go. You can transfer. The conference, just not in the league. They did not want him in the SEC, which is why he had to go all the way out there to Texas for a pit stop before he made his way back to the SEC. So, but yeah, no, it's crazy times, and there's still a lot of movement left to be made, and let's just see how this all plays out, man. Hopefully, it works out for some of these guys. Huh? Now, it's not going to work out for everybody. Everybody shouldn't be in the portal. You don't want to just throw your name in the portal and mess around and lose your spot, all because your big cousin told you that you need to go in the portal and try to get you up your price. You know, the guys out here getting bad information.
Yeah, hey, go to this school so you can get you a bag, and then the weeks and the months go down, and next thing you know, you didn't get the production that you wanted, and now you're doing this whole thing over again, thinking that you'll make the right decision when maybe the first decision was the right decision. So, and maybe other people's advice could have been warranted at that time. So, yeah, it is a whole new world that these players have to deal with, Chris. And yeah, it's I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better, because as right now we don't have a college football commissioner like we want, like we need. The streets need a college football commissioner.
We do. We need some leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Get everything orchestrated. We need regulations, stipulations, and legislation. We need all of that, all the lations. So, but until then, like you said, Corey, it's going to be the Wild Wild West. Mm-hmm. Wild Wild West.
Exactly, man. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all of this. But yeah, crazy time in the transfer portal, Chris. Well, one other housekeeping item that we have to talk about real quick before we talk about the game, Chris, is this news coming from Yahoo Sports. The Big Ten wants 24 teams in a future college football playoff format. And yeah, let me read it. Let me read it real quick, folks. The SEC wants 16, and the CFP management, they don't want to make a whole new call on all of this until they get back with the Big Ten and the SEC officials about this. So, Chris, I'll go ahead and start with you, good sir. What are your thoughts about the CFP potentially going to 16 or 2014?
I mean, we're ruining college football. It's the people who are in charge do not have the best interests of college football in mind. 16 is not as egregious as 24. 24 is just ridiculous, Corey. We want to put the whole top 25 in the playoff. That's what we're doing now. 24 teams in the playoff. Are there going to be any able-bodied players left after this said playoff? Are we playing 12 regular season games? Are we playing a conference championship game? Football hurts.
Yes. It does.
The people that make these decisions, they apparently didn't play football, Corey.
No.
They didn't play football. They couldn't have played football. You trying to get these boys to continue to play to the lengths that you're requiring for in the name of a 24 team playoff? No. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What's always been the pride and joy of college football or rivalry games. Mm-hmm. It was the regular season. And we're doing everything to continue to diminish the regular season and make it obsolete and it's not important. And college football ain't the NFL. So stop trying to make it the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to play the players. Yeah, they deserve that. But to structure the playoff and try to make this whole thing like as if you are the NFL, get your head out of your ass. It ain't that important. It's college football that's important, not the playoff. So, I'm against the 16. I'm against the 20. I don't like the 12. I thought the cap should have been at 8. Yeah, if I can have it my way like Burger King, we'll go back to 4. Do more in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I just hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't work out because you're ruining the sport. The decision makers are ruining the game.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. A part of me feels like something's going to be figured out to where we're going to have more teams, and that's going to suck because, look, if you wanted more teams, 12 is as far as it should go. If you can't make the 12-team playoffs, what makes you think that you're entitled to 16 or 24 at this point? Well, now we're just getting too much into just the entertainment side. And yes, college football is entertaining, but it's the tradition, pageantry of the entertainment value that is college football that has made it what it's become. Now, when you start throwing all this money into it, and you have contracts with ESPN. I mean, mainly them are have the stronghold in all of this, Chris. It just really muddies the waters, and it sucks. It sucks for the players because they're gonna be playing more games than ever before, which means you have to pay them more money on top of what you was already paying them. Get ready for that, schools. So, this is more all of the reason, Chris, why I just said a minute ago, we need a college football commissioner to really, set these people down in a room and say, look, we need the traditions of the sport to stay the same without compromising players and their ability to perform at the highest level that they possibly can be. Yes, there's still that level of, well, I guess you really can't even say it anymore. The amateurism of college football and college athletics has been going for half a decade, if not more. It's just something that they have to set these people down in a room and say, look, we gotta worry about the players. We gotta make sure that the players are okay. That way that they can still enjoy playing the game that they love to play, and that the fans can continue enjoying the game that they love to watch, and that is college football. Once you add all of this in, it just gets more dirtier, and that's just the truth. People may not want to hear it, but it's not going to just be that easy for like Disney and all these other networks out here trying to figure out timetables for more games and all of this. And then you already have the issues with the group of 5 teams. It just gets worse, Chris. So I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. So doesn't need to happen, man. Does not need to happen. And it's gonna be so hard to judge coaches as seasons. Like, someone's going to go 8-4 and make the playoff and get fired.
Yeah, silly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. It is that would be insane. Like, we were 8-5, went to the playoffs, almost made it to the national championship. You what?
Yeah. You're gonna go 8-4 in the regular season. You're gonna get the first round of playoff, and you're gonna lose, and people gonna be coming for your head saying you should get fired. If you're like a Tennessee or like like a Texas,
Mm-hmm.
But you made the playoff, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna be really muddying things up, making it that much harder to grade seasons and be reasonable about things.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody does not deserve to be in a playoff. This ain't a participation trophy. This ain't a participation tournament.
No.
this should be about merit. You earn your way into this.
Exactly. You get in what you put in. You fill out your rosters in the way that you need to in order to be successful, and you roll with the punches. And yeah, every week is going to be tough, but that's what you sign up for in the world of college football. That's it.
So
No, you're
I
right.
hate it, man. I hate it, brother. I hate it. I don't like it one bit. It got me over here like, man, I need to be in some of these rooms, but money drives it all, man. It all boils down to the money.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's where all this stems from at the end of the day. So yeah, man, we'll see, Chris. We'll see what happens in terms of what this could mean for college football and college football playoff. But yeah, I'm starting to get used to the 12-team playoff. It seems attainable for teams that are trying to get there on another level. Don't put more teams into this and dilute the whole thing of why we still watch college football. That's all I'm saying.
They're really trying to step on the product some more.
Yeah.
The product already stepped on, Corey.
I know.
It's already stepped on dope. Y'all trying to make it even worse. Really testing how much of a fiend the public is.
They know. They know. They are testing us. And yeah, man, look, it just at this point now, it just needs to be that group of people in the room, Chris, to put their foot down and say enough is enough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, Chris, now we can go ahead and talk about the college football national championship game coming up tomorrow. Should be a fun one indeed, Chris. Indiana taking on Miami. The line has Indiana as a 7.5-point favorite. Over under is at 47.5. So we'll see throughout the evening and tomorrow before the game. Does anything change? Is anyone kind of feeling a little different? But yeah, national championship game, Chris. You got Indiana to cover on this one. I'll let you go ahead and give out your details on why you think Indiana has that edge over the Hurricanes.
Yeah. Look, Miami has the talent to win this game. They have the horses up front. We talked about it all season long. How they are across the board the best team in the nation when you look at players on the line of scrimmage, offensive line, defensive lines, collectively. So they do have the boys to win this game. They're in the national championship for a reason. Some playmakers on the outside. Malachi Tony. You got Mark Fletcher Jr. running back. You got players who can make plays. But Indiana just looks to be on a different level. Not necessarily talent-wise, but when it comes to execution, Corey, every play, Indiana gets the most out of the play. They squeeze in that towel dry. Ain't no juice left in that lemon when they get finished squeezing it. Miami, on the other hand, Corey, Miami be leaving meat on the bone. And you can't leave meat on the bone against Indiana. When Indiana get finished eating ribs, you look at that plate, you look at the bones, you like, dang, was that a person or an animal that ate them ribs? Like Indiana gonna clean, they gonna clean the bone dry, and that is what is the difference maker in my eyes in this game. Is that I know Indiana gets the most out of every play. And in the game, it's a national championship game. The stakes are high. That team has consistently done this all year long, all season long. Miami has been playing with fire. That's what Miami does. This has been Miami since Cristobal's been there. they were average on the come up or where they are now, Miami plays with fire. And you play with fire against Coach Cignetti, Corey, I think his track record has shown you're going to get burnt. And so I just feel like Indiana to the ashes. So I feel like Indiana is a very smart team that watches film. Clearly, they were on top of things against Oregon. They knew what to expect, and it showed. This is a very experienced team, ready for the moment. And I think they will come in with a game plan, ready to execute. Miami's best chance, I feel like, is to flip the script. Put the pressure on Indiana early. You have to come out and you need to score, you need to get ahead. Flip the momentum of this game immediately. Make Indiana feel the pressure a little bit. And maybe now Indiana can play in a way that they haven't been. Make them feel out of body. Make them understand and feel the weight of this game by getting ahead early. Miami does that, you have a good chance. But you come out here play pimping and you pull an Oregon and do like Oregon did, and you throw an interception on the first drive, Carson Beck, or you go 3 and out, and Indiana is in good territory to score. I know Miami's defense is tough, but it isn't unstoppable. We saw what Trinidad Chambliss did against Miami. And respectfully, he ain't the Heisman winner. Fernando Mendoza is. That's on Indiana's side. So don't sit here and act like Fernando Mendoza can't have the same performance. So in my eyes, I just feel like everything kind of points toward Indiana honestly running away with this one, Corey. I think they win this one by at least a couple TDs. It might end up being a 17-20 point win when it's all said and done. Give me the Hoosiers. Take away the victory. 35-20.
Nice, man. Look, I'm so stoked for this game, Chris. I think this game has the potential to have it all. I think you got playmakers on both teams. I love what Miami does with Mark Fletcher Jr. We've talked about Malachi Tony ad nauseum here on this program, and just how effective he is in a young age for the Hurricanes. I think what Miami has they have a good nucleus to win the game. But when you look on the other side of the field, Chris, and you see Curt Cignetti, that one eyebrow up like the Rock, and he ain't even the Rock himself, and you see that team walking out with Fernando Mendoza and these guys, they play their level of game. They don't try to be anybody else. They play Indiana football for 4 quarters. Man, that's tough. That's tough to try to beat, man. I'm looking at Indiana, man, and I'm saying, Chris, I think this is, they're in it to win it. I think they have the opportunity to do the unthinkable and win their first national championship and really settle down all of the naysayers and people that have doubted them all season and even last year, and say, yeah, they finally have arrived in the world of college football. And Curt Cignetti has now placed his name in that mantle of college football coaches that gets the most out of their players, like Nick Saban and others, Kirby Smart, Dabo Sweeney, all of these guys in this near current era of college football. Yeah, give me Indiana, Chris. I like what I've seen from the Hoosiers all season. Fernando Mendoza's my guy. That guy just exudes confidence, and his team just shows that as well. It's contagious. Give me Indiana to win this game. It doesn't matter if the game is in Miami. Those people, they've showed you they travel very well. Those Hoosier fans, they're used to going to national championship games and basketball, Final Fours, all of that stuff. Yeah, that they're in for this moment, Chris. They're gonna be traveling too. So give me Indiana to win this game, 35-24. Mendoza's gonna have a heck of a day, and yeah, I think all of the doubt will be officially put to rest because it has to be, as Curt Cignetti hoists that national championship trophy by the end of the game.
I'm with you. I think, well, the matchup we have to keep our eyes on, and there's two I'll say, that I'm really going to be looking at, is Miami's O-line and Mark Fletcher Jr. Going up against this Indiana run defense. Indiana's run defense is stifling. They shut everybody down.
Just ask Bama. Just ask Oregon.
Yeah.
All of them victims.
Everyone. All of them victims. And if Miami cannot run the football, Corey, and it becomes Carson Beck versus Fernando Mendoza throw-off game, which QB you taking? And I love Carson Beck. I have love for him. He did well for my Bulldogs. I'm taking the highest winner. I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. I don't think Miami wants this to become a game where Carson Beck, despite the NIL money they spent on Carson Beck, has to go win this game solely on his arm. Because I think eventually Carson Beck gonna Carson Beck.
Yeah. And I feel like that's going to be the case tomorrow night, that Carson Beck is going to Carson Beck, and it's just no way out of that. Like, it is what it is. And look, they're going to have to find a way to get out of that for the long term in this game, because if you look up at the scoreboard and, you know, Carson's still trying to get down the field and score points, and, you know, the Indiana defense is attacking him throughout the game, yeah, man, it's going to be tough for a lot of Miami fans to even say, like, hey, do we even got a chance to come back from this? It's what we've been talking about, Chris. This Indiana defense, they attack. Just as Oregon, just as Alabama, hell, just as Ohio State.
Yeah.
They don't back down from a challenge.
They do not. And then also, how will Miami secondary hold up against the receivers at Indiana? Indiana has playmakers on the outside.
Yes, they do.
And if there's a weakness to attack Miami defensively, it is the secondary. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. I am very intrigued by this matchup, but ultimately, like you said, man, as much as I love Miami, you know, we've been supporters of Miami. We've been wanting Mario Cristobal to let people know, let the streets know that he is a good coach and he deserves this moment. And I would be extremely happy for him if Miami wins that. The U is officially back. Miami are national champs. That'll be great. The game needs that. The sport needs that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's Indiana that's gonna win. That's all.
Yeah. Look, either story will be fascinating to hear. You know, the U, you know, returning back to prominence in college football. That would be an amazing story to talk about, and we'll be talking about it here on this program if that happens. But if Indiana wins, best believe, Chris, we're going to be talking about that as well, in a team that's never won a college football national championship before in its history. What does that do for other teams out there that have similar history? I.e. our schools like Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Ole Miss was very close in making this.
It gives you hope, but it also be like, hey, man, I need these donations. I need these donations to pay off.
like at some point, man, we can't be having these donations and you're making the wrong picks for the donations. Like, look, you gotta go out here and get some really good talent in, you know. So yeah,
I'm gonna need my cut of this too, brothers. That I'm getting this barbecue. I'm gonna need my cut of their the money that they get to pay off. Now I'm gonna need Jordan C. to come to Mississippi State.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's gonna be a lot of schools like, hey, now I be out here donating with the dubs, D&D donations and dubs. Where the dubs at?
Oh man, yeah. Look, it's gonna be a lot of programs. You know, having those questions being asked at the alumni banquet meetings and all of that stuff. It's gonna be a lot of it.
If Indiana can do it, then why can't we do this here? We Arkansas now. We done had some people come through here. There's gonna be a whole lot of that going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be that talking point, Chris. We're gonna be hearing about it a lot if that comes into fruition. So I think that's why this game tomorrow is so important for the future of college football.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of coaches I think silently rooting for Miami. Silently rooting for Miami, low key, to keep the heat off them. Because if Indiana wins, there's gonna be a lot of people. Like we said, there's gonna be a lot of fan bases like, well, if Indiana can do it, we should be able to do it too.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Chris. A school that has not seen this level of success in its history ever in the sport of college football. Yeah, you betcha. You're gonna hear a lot of that from a lot of different coaches surrounding college football if Indiana wins this national championship. So I'm ready, Chris. This is I'm ready. I am ready for all of the hoopla that could come from this if this happens. But you know, we'll also be talking about you know, what it means if Miami wins this week.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Well, Chris, that's our show, man. That's all we got for you today, folks. We appreciate you guys tapping in with Chris and I, hearing our thoughts about transfer portal, the college football national championship game. I know you guys are going to be watching the game, you know, sitting back, relaxing, all of that great stuff. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a big one, indeed. So yeah, who knows, Chris? We might get on live if you want after the game to kind of go over our thoughts about Indiana or Miami winning this national championship game. So I think we might have that for you good folks out there. If you guys want to kind of chime in and give your thoughts on just what's been a wild college football season indeed, and it wraps up with this game. So yeah, I think that'll be something that we'll kind of look at. We'll give you guys our final verdict on that. We'll chime in with y'all if that's something that we'll do. So yeah, another great show, Chris, indeed. Before we head out of here, got some outros. I'll start off with you first. Let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, sir. Holla at your boy on X at Chris_Bolton_12 and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_. Holla at me.
Awesome. Yeah, and you can find me on X, folks, at Listen to KSW. I'm on there talking college football, professional wrestling, all of that great stuff. So yeah, guys, definitely follow me on there. But yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys chiming in with us. Feel free to follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok at BD Sportscast. Follow the YouTube and official Twitch channel if you can. Listen to us on any of your favorite podcast applications. You can just find us by typing in the Breakdown Sportscast. And yeah, until next time, guys. We should be back probably right after the championship game. So I think that would be something that we can kind of chime in on, give our thoughts about that. But we'll let you guys know. But for Corey Willis and Chris Bolton, you are listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We will chat with y'all later. Peace.